Masculinity isn't about blocking out emotions. It's about learning how to not let them control you. A lot of men take on the idea that they need to suppress their emotions or ignore them outright. However, this usually tends to backfire. By bottling up your emotions and letting them build up inside you, eventually there's going to come a trigger that releases them full force. I've had moments where I've blocked out anger I'm experiencing, and then a trigger happens and it all comes out at once. And it's not fun. I'm telling you, those kind of outbursts are not fun. As men, we can't deny our emotions. We need to acknowledge them and choose how we respond to them. And so how do we go about that? Well, the thing is, we're constantly feeling emotions on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes they're small, like little nuances, like somebody says something to you that ticks you off a little bit. And sometimes they're huge, we could experience something like a woman breaking up with us, for example, and just lose it. Whatever the case may be, life is always going to throw emotions at you. And as you go about this experience, I want you to really just sit back and think about how those emotions are affecting you. What is the response your brain is having to an unwanted situation happening in real life? And as you identify the response you have, consider too where that response is coming from. I can give you an example too. I've struggled a lot with anxiety, and it became very clear to me at some point that a lot of my anxiety was coming from my inability to accept myself. And the more I began to realize that, the more I began to look back into my childhood. And when I look back into my childhood, I noticed there were strong moments throughout that I didn't feel accepted by important individuals around me. Upon realizing this, I could then take a step back, understand where these emotions were coming from, and begin the healing process, begin the process of learning how to accept myself. It's not an easy thing to do, you gotta really look in the mirror and say, what the hell is wrong with me? And you gotta do some soul searching, and that's never easy. But the rewards go beyond anything that I could put into words. Just like a small example is, the more I learned to accept myself, the less guilty I felt about my life as a whole, the less I doubted myself, and the more at peace I just felt about life